If you're seeing me, good morning. I'm trying to, we're trying something new today. And I'm just making sure that there's not going to be an echo and it looks good so far. So I'm in Zoom this morning and I'm broadcasting live to Facebook. I'm trying something new because things have changed in terms of the cost for doing Be Live, and I'm already paying for Zoom, so why would I pay for both? It's one of those things that I've been thinking of during this time when Saturn has been under pressure, right? Saturn is our resourcefulness. It is our consciousness of being a good steward. It is more conservative than it is not. And so that's what I've been taking a look at. So I'm hoping everybody is seeing me live. You may see me periodically look away because then I need to find where Facebook is, because that's where this is broadcasting to, but I'm looking at you from Zoom at the moment. It is telling me that I'm live. So whoo-hoo, I think we are set up. And let me make sure there's not something here. I can view the stream on Facebook. Let's see. Oh, yay. Oh, no. Well, I don't want to do that. Okay, so here we are. Good morning to all of you. Grab your cup of coffee or your tea, and let's sit back and chat about what is happening up in the stars today. I thank you for joining me. One of the reasons why I had hesitated using Zoom is because I can't really see the scrolling comments. And one of the problems I had yesterday with Be Live was the comment stream got stuck and I couldn't do anything about it. And it just kind of irked me that, you know, you're paying $25 a month for something and it should work. So anyway, here I can see you because I can go to Facebook Live and I can see the comments. So I see Allison, good morning. I see Michelle Gay, good morning. I'm going to be seeing you a little bit later here at my house, I hope. And Mimi, good morning. She says, found you, but needed to click on the We Live icon next to videos. Oh, darn. So I thank you, Mimi, for letting me know that. So I'll see if there's something I can do that makes it more obvious about where I am. Linda Crouch, Dennis, good morning to you. Great to see you. And I'm glad you found us. So welcome, everybody. And I hope this is going to work for us. We will see over the course of time here. It's funny because when I'm seeing it on Facebook, I look like I'm glitchy and all of that. But they told me yesterday that that is just because I'm seeing the delay and not necessarily what's really happening. So periodically, I will go back and forth to see what is happening on the Facebook page and what comments people are saying. And hopefully everybody else can find us. There's good, Elisa, good morning. Happy day to you as well. So I think people are going to find us. So I'm going to go ahead and start talking about the day. And hopefully as people join us, they'll figure out that we're doing this just a little bit differently today. I think from your end of things, it's not a whole lot different, but from my end of things, it is totally alien. So maybe somebody can just let me know, are you hearing me okay? Are you seeing me okay? Are you seeing me lagging, or do I look like I'm jerking? Because I can't stand that when that happens either. So just let me know how your experience is of this morning. And I'm going to try not to look at my face, because if I do, I'm going to see it lagging. So let's jump in here. Today, the moon is in Capricorn for about another 15-20 minutes, and then it will transition, maybe 30 minutes. It will transition at 8:36 a.m. my time, so 11:36 a.m. for you all on the East Coast. It will transition out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. I don't know why I should think that this is one of my favorite placements for the moon, but it really is. And I love that Aquarius energy has this quirkiness about it. It has this ability to see things in unique ways. My favorite graphic ever was one that I had done up for the moon in Aquarius, where it's a giraffe and he's got his neck turned around and he's seeing things from upside down. That is exactly what the energy is like when the moon moves into Aquarius. But it also brings an element of changeability into the atmosphere that we're living in, because for one thing, Uranus is the planet that rules the sign of Aquarius. And Uranus is a planet that does things sort of unexpectedly, like a lightning bolt out of the sky. It changes up the atmosphere, and it changes up the sort of way that any place where we've been stuck, it kind of stirs that pot and makes us have to almost do something different. He's the rebel, right? We call him the Great Awakener because he will rattle your cage and make you wake up and see. It's like wake up and smell the coffee, right? See the difference. What's going on? Why are you still here? Why are you not doing things the way I've been telling you to do things? And there is also a very innovative streak when the moon is in the sign of Aquarius for us. So for a couple of days, we have access to some of this, out of the box thinking, seeing the world in a new way, seeing any problems that you have in a new way, and maybe even finding some interesting solutions to the things that have been dogging you for a while. Like for me yesterday, this kind of was on the heels of the moon coming into Aquarius, but this is a totally different way for me to work with the morning broadcast. It gives me some options that I didn't have before. It'll be interesting to see how comfortable I become with this or not, but that's okay, right? Because no gain. What is it? You have to go out there and you have to do things differently, right? If you don't try something, you will never know. So we have for the next couple of days, these possible genius breakthroughs when we choose to get out of our own way and do things a little bit differently, right? Test the waters, see how things are going. And Suzanne, thank you very much. She says, seeing and hearing you great, no lag. I appreciate that. And Allison, everything perfect. Thank you very much. Mimi, everything sounds and looks great. Thank you, ladies, for letting me know that. It's just kind of odd for me to be able to do this because I just can't watch myself. If I do, I'm going to get screwed up. So I wanted to bring something else up for you all today. And I was thinking about this morning for my own chart. And if I'm thinking about it for my chart, then of course I have to bring it to you. And it's this, that every day or so, the moon, every 2.5 days, the moon is changing signs. And the moon is a sort of timing feature. It's a built-in timing, like where it's timing for your soul to get on board with something or to make a change or to contact people or to behave differently. And every sign that the moon moves through is in some way affecting your own moon sign. So for example, I was looking at this morning. I hope you guys know what your own moon signs are, because this is how we're going to work this. If your own moon sign is in Scorpio or Taurus, then the moon moving through Aquarius is in a challenging square to your own moon. Now we know the moon in Scorpio and Taurus, they're going to be kind of stuck, right? They have a tendency to be more dug in and like to be, it takes more energy for those two signs to decide to make a change than it does for some of the other signs, because they're fixed earth and fixed water. So I should have said that the other way. Scorpio, fixed water, and Taurus, fixed earth. So they stay the course until something comes along, like the moon in Aquarius, perhaps, and injects this energy. So if you have a Scorpio moon or a Taurus moon, you may be finding yourself over the next couple of days challenged by the moon and making changes or getting out of a rut or letting go of grievances, letting go of emotional hurts, letting go of the past, right? So that may be what the moon brings to you. For those of you who have the moon in Leo, then the opposition is in play for you. That means that the tension of opposites, right? The moon over here in Aquarius is opposing your own natal moon at some point in an exact opposition in the sign of Leo. So you're being pulled in two opposite directions. And it's interesting because this is an axis in your astrology chart that really is very highly creative, but it also pits the individual and the individual's needs and the ego energies of the individual against that of the group. So you may be caught up, if your moon is in Leo, in a way, in the need to harmonize both your own needs and the needs of other people that you might be in a job with, or in a club with, or in some kind of committee meeting with. So blending your energies and other people's energies is what the moon will bring for you. Now, those of you who have the moon, your natal moon now, in Gemini or Libra, these are both air signs, and that puts it in a trine to the moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is a fellow air sign. So we have an elemental match up here. And so things will tend to be really smooth for you. You may feel a little scattered. You may feel like you're a little unfocused, or at times you may, go off on tangents. But there is some real highly curious energy here, information energy here, idea energy here. So if your moon is in Gemini or Libra, that's what's up for you. Now, for those of us like me and Mimi and other people, I don't remember, if your moon is in Virgo or in Cancer, things are going to be a little bit different for you. And this is why I can't believe I really like the moon in Aquarius, because it puts it in an inconjunct or a quincunx with my natal moon. And a quincunx is a pretty difficult, if not irritable or irritating kind of aspect. It's 150 degrees. It is in like Aquarius, Virgo, and Cancer are less alike to each other. We would be hard pressed to find out where those signs would mesh with one another. However, an inconjunct causes us to become more adaptable, and it causes us to have to sacrifice something, maybe an idea about how something should be. It is a place where instability is brought to the picture, because instability will cause you to have to try to reach out and find a new stability, and thereby letting go of the things that aren't working. I see that right now. Like, doing this way is so uncomfortable for me, but it's also a way for me to be able to work with my material in a different way. So same thing for you, Mimi, with your moon also in Virgo. This may not be affecting you yet today, because yours is later in the sign of Virgo. And I'm sorry, some people's moons I know and others I don't. I apologize if I'm not calling out your name. I just may not know your chart in the same way. So if you have a moon in Capricorn or in Pisces, Capricorn and Pisces moons are in a semi-sextile to the moon in Aquarius. And a semi-sextile it's not overly beneficial, and it's not overly difficult. It is a sort of, you can see potential here, right? So the moon in Aquarius gives you ideas, maybe, or inroads in ways that you can redo your business, or that in ways that you can re-express your creative energies in new or exciting ways. So there's an element of excitement brought into your life if you're a Capricorn moon or a Pisces moon. And if you have an Aries moon or a Sagittarius moon, and so Natasha, if you're out there this morning listening, you have an Aries moon. Who has a Sagittarius moon that I might know? I don't know off the top of my head, but there is a sextile then for you, a 60-degree angle for you with the moon over the next couple of days. And a sextile is where we are able to emphasize the gifts and the talents of both of the signs. So for example, the moon in Aquarius has this gift of being able to work with groups, and it has this gift of being able to see things differently. And it also has that innovative streak, right? So for those of you who have the moon in Aries or Sagittarius, your gifts of high creativity, willingness to step out of the rut easily, right? Fire energy likes to move, and it is highly creative and passionate. You can blend those energies and find yourself for the next several days, couple of days anyway, moving forward with something, which I find interesting, because the full moon on Thursday, with the 15th, today's the 13th. Yes. Wow. We're almost to mid-August already. So we're into the full moon window. It may be giving you some striking options about what you can do next by letting go of something. So I hope that helps everybody. I bet there are going to be questions. Patricia, Sagittarius moon. So you got that. Mimi, I will pay attention to the possible effects. Suzanne, yes, moon in Libra. So the people with the moon in Libra or in Gemini are flowing nicely for the next couple of days with this moon in Aquarius. Now, the impact of this is that there is also this full moon in Aquarius, right? So some of you are going to be challenged if you have Scorpio or Taurus moons. Some of you may be holding the tension of opposites if your moon is in Leo for the full moon. And what are we going to let go of, or how are we going to complete something? And Virgo, Cancer moons, of course, this might be a challenging sort of full moon for you. You may feel a little conflicted about what you need to let go of or how to move forward. And the full moon for the rest of you, Capricorn, Pisces, Aries, and Sag, could be, or if you're also an Aquarius. I didn't mention Aquarius, but if you have an Aquarius moon, the moon is in your sign, right? You're getting ready for your own personal new moon. And that puts you in a very powerful place to both be able to have a beginning and an ending, right? To clear something out of your way, kind of push it all off to the side so that you can move forward. So interesting stuff. Mimi says, thought or a question, since Aquarius is opposite my sun sign, might that calm the effect of the moon in Aquarius? It could, or it could also ramp it up because the sun for you is in Leo. And if the moon is transiting through Aquarius, it can trigger something because it's like having a full moon, right? A full moon brings us to completion. It affords us the opportunity to let something go, which, you, Mimi, don't seem like the type that holds on to anything too tightly. So for you, this may be really easy. But remember, too, that the full moon is the full light of the moon. And we can see things that we don't normally see, right? It's possible revelation. And so there may be some ahas as the light bulb goes on. The full moon is actually at 8, it is going to be on Thursday at 5:30 in the morning. So tomorrow we'll talk more about the actual full moon itself. But because it happens so early, 5:30 for me here on the West Coast, but for you guys in the East Coast, that would make it 8:30 in the morning. And it is in opposition to Venus and also to Mars. Wow, that should be fun. So we have the opportunity to, wow, that looks like the opportunity to rebalance both masculine and feminine energies within us. So this should be a really good full moon for most signs, right? For most signs, this should be a really good full moon. Scorpio and Taurus, though, just given your nature where you like to hold on to things, you may be challenged to rise up and to be able to take movement or make yourself, go in a new direction. May just be a little more difficult for you all. Allison says, no more challenges for me, please. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. Allison, you're so funny. Because, that there is, one thing that we can say is always in effect, and that's change, right? Change usually comes with challenges in some way, shape, or form, whether it is an internal challenge because we're in resistance, or if it's an external challenge that other people don't like the direction that we're headed. It is just one of those things that is always in effect. Change. So the more that we come to peace with change, the easier our path is. And challenges, challenges aren't all bad, right? Sometimes we're just challenged to look at things in a new way. Maybe you're just being challenged, Allison, to raise your perception up, if Scorpio energy is in effect, I often will tell people, get up to the tall building. If you're up at the top of the Empire State Building or whatever the tallest building is in the town that you live in, and you were to look out at the world, you would have a better perspective, a higher perspective, because you would have more to perceive, right? You would have bigger, wider views. When you're down in the trenches living your life, or you're downtown walking amongst all the tall buildings, your vision is kind of caught up in what you can see right around you. So we can elevate ourselves, take a look from a higher perspective, and see what else is out there, right? Because you are maybe just perceiving too narrowly what's going on. So challenges, we need them. Otherwise, we get stagnant and we don't we don't grow or we don't evolve. And the whole reason that we're here on this planet right now is to grow and evolve, right? Growth and evolution. That's the name of the game. Learning lessons through the challenges we face and then evolving to the next level. It's like if any of you have ever played a video game of any kind, what is it that you're doing? In each level, you are beating the boss or you are beating the monster, and the challenges that are, right in your face, you move through those challenges and you go into the next level. You graduate, if you will. You become elevated or you become evolved in some way. Good morning, Ashley. It's great to see you out there. I'm glad you found us this morning. I'm broadcasting just a little bit differently here today. So for those of you who may just be joining us, I'm not sure if this is better or not, but at this point, this is how I'm doing it. And we shall see if this works better or not. I think from my point of view, it's going to be a little more work intensive on the back end because it's going to take me a little bit longer to produce the video right into YouTube and then into Blog Talk and into the other places that the other outlets that this video goes to. May take a little bit longer, but hey, it seems like it's working pretty well if I can do say so myself at the moment. Okay, so today, Pleiadian-Earth energy. Yesterday, I posted the link to pre-order the 2020 Pleiadian-Earth energy calendar, and I can't wait. It looks beautiful, and I don't know when they'll start delivering, but it can't be too soon for me because I'm also looking out at 2020. I've already looked out at 2020. Now it would be interesting to match up the Pleiadian-Earth energy with the energy of the almanac that is also in publication mode at the moment. Today's energy, remember, we have two energies. We have the universal energy of the day and we have the earth energy of the day. Well, today is 12 transcending, 12 being the universal energy, meaning wherever you are in this universe, we would be resonating with the energy of 12, which is the number of understanding. Being able to see other points of view and understand where other people are coming from, or getting those aha moments that take you into that feeling of understanding why things are happening or what is happening or the rightness of what is happening or the wrongness of what's been going on, and having the opportunity to course correct. Transcending in the Pleiadian energy is about moving through differences. In the Mayan calendar, this was the sign of Cimi, C-I-M-I, which was a sort of it was represented by a skull, and in some glyphs it was represented by the owl, but it was often a death mask, which wasn't predictive of death, but of transition, of transcending, of moving from one level to the other, and being tasked with letting go of what no longer serves, right? That's a big challenge for all of us. Oops, sorry about that. There we go. It's a challenge for all of us to be able to let go of things we tend to want to hold on too tightly. And so the challenge is to let go of what no longer serves. And the other challenge here is inappropriate hesitation. So where we are stopping ourselves, and in human design, I would see this with someone who has an open spleen. So if you're looking at your human design, the spleen is on the bottom left side of the chart. So right here, oh gosh, now I got to switch over to Zoom because I can't tell if I'm in the camera lens or not. There we go. So right here would be the spleen. And the spleen is, am I showing you the right one? Yes, spleen right here. Right here's the spleen. No. Spleen right here. It is. Okay. Oh, so it's exactly backwards. Another thing to get used to. So here's the spleen. And the spleen is the center for time, intuition, and health. It is literally survival energies. And when we have an open spleen, like the energy of the day, yesterday was an open spleen. I didn't pull a new chart this morning, but I could guess it's probably about the same because no major changes have taken place, except the moon moving. And the open spleen has a tendency to hold on too long. Hold on to items, like hoarders perhaps have an open spleen where they're holding on, that they find comfort in the things that they own and they hold on to them too long. And the other thing that can happen is they hold on to grievances or emotional hurts too long. And of course, letting go then becomes a challenge for anybody that has an open spleen. And the reason I bring that up is because it can also be the hesitation. You're holding on to a situation for too long. You're holding on to a relationship that isn't working. You might be holding on to a job or a career or a thing. Hard to say, but it's a possibility that with the energy of the day, you can see the things that are no longer working and discover why it is maybe, or how it is that you've been, or understand it maybe, why you've been holding on too long. And then you can set about to let go and to move on, right? Transcending, moving, which transcending to me is almost like that next step would be ascending, right? Transcending. So we're moving from one to another in preparation of moving up, of ascending. Okay, any questions about that? Go ahead and type those in the chat, and we can see what people are concerned about. I'm looking at this because it's very odd for me. Very odd, just very odd. Okay, so the other thing that came up yesterday, I noticed this, but we had too many other things to talk about yesterday, is the fact that Saturn, which has been in retrograde since April, end of April, is now having retrograded back into a different gate in your human design. He had been sitting at the gate 54, which is also on the root center, much like the gate he's moved into now. And yet the gate 54 is the gate of ambition and drive. And we were setting goals, and we were taking a look ahead at what would our hopes and our dreams and our aspirations be, what impulse energies are moving us forward, and then setting up goals and a plan for how to get there. Well, in retrograde, he's now moved back to the gate that he was at previously, which was the gate 38. And again, just here in the camera, let me go back to Zoom so I can make sure I'm showing this in the right place. It is down here on the root center, and the gate 38 right here is where Saturn is now sitting, having moved out of the gate 54. Now, what was still at gate 54 is the south node, and also the moon yesterday was sitting there. So we're not quite done with ambition and drive, not by a long shot. But we are having now an opportunity. We're struggling. This is the energy of struggle. And in struggle, what is it that we're struggling for, right? That's the question. Now, Saturn in human design plays the role of the great teacher, and also can take on the role of punisher. And I don't like that word. Punish just makes me go crazy, right? The thought of being punished or something like that. But let's call it challenged, right? You can be challenged by Saturn. And Saturn, because Saturn represents your inner authority, and your inner authority is equated to your integrity. And if in integrity, as you all know, as I've defined it many times, is being true to yourself, right? Integrity is related to the word integument, which is the skin, the largest organ in the body, the biggest, per square inch organ that you own is your skin. And Saturn is related to you being in integrity, being in your own skin, i.e., being your own authority, or living from your inner authority. And will constantly then, Saturn brings up our lessons that we have to learn, especially when we are out of integrity. Right? When we're out of integrity, or we're not living in our inner authority, we have lessons. And those lessons may show up in a healing crisis, or in an illness, or in any other kind of challenge, right? That you can mention: a job challenge, a relationship challenge, a money challenge, a financial, kind of issue. And whatever it is that you're being challenged by, if you're being challenged right now, it is an opportunity for you to come back into alignment with your inner authority, right? And there's karma and reward here with Saturn. And I don't like to think of karma as the negative. I like to think of it as the balancing of the account books. So all of you out there who are accountants or bookkeepers, you know that the bottom line is everything has to balance, right? The income and the outgo, all those numbers have to add up or subtract out, divide and multiply out to being in balance. And that is what I think of as karma, being imbalanced. And Saturn also represents timing, Chronos. Remember, in Roman times, he was Chronos, maybe Greek, I don't remember. Saturn is Roman and Chronos is Greek. So we have this idea that Saturn represents timing. Everything has its time, right? Every season comes in its own time, in its own place. Everything happens on Earth in its own timing. Timing is so important here. And as we look then at Saturn's placement now at 38, again, we're back to the gene key hologram of struggle in the shadow and perseverance in the gift and honor in the siddhi, the highest expression. And, you know, the shadow, remember yesterday we started talking about how the shadow gets expressed in one of two ways, either in a repressed way or in a rebellious way. So the shadow of struggle shows up in the repressed way in defeatist or apathetic behaviors. This is kind of an echo of something we were talking about yesterday, right? Yesterday, we were talking about it in a completely different frame of reference. We were talking about it in the mental status, the gate 4, where the sun is. So the sun's shadow is literally apathy. And here we have Saturn's shadow of struggle possibly being expressed in apathy. So it's an interesting combination of energies that are coming together here. In the more rebellious expression of struggle, we have stubborn persistence, where we refuse to yield, where we refuse to let go and let God, or where we refuse to, you know, we're beating our head against that wall, right? Are you getting a bruise here because you're trying to do the same thing in the same way and it still isn't happening, right? That's the definition of insanity. And insanity and psychosis, where Pluto is much too rampant on this planet, right? We need to move out of that and begin the process of moving from struggle, persevering through whatever it is, the challenges that's being presented to us, so that in the end, we find ourselves in honor because, or gifted with honor, let's say, or being honored for living our truth, living in our own authority, living in our integrity. So we have a lot of different words that we could use here about this, but the one word that I want you to erase is suffering, because this is not suffering energy. There is no gate of suffering in your human design. There is no gene key. You do not have a genetic codon in your DNA for suffering. It's optional. Struggle, yes. Struggle is a part of our experience on this planet, but suffering through struggle is not a part of that. So if some of you who have been living through a lot of challenges, who are having crises or having mini crises or traumas, the suffering part of that is optional. If you tap into the struggle, what am I struggling for? What is this showing me? Where is this taking me? What am I not seeing clearly? What is this giving me the opportunity to look at once more and see with new eyes? That doesn't mean that you're not hurting. It doesn't mean that there isn't a trial and tribulation that you might be going through. So I don't mean to make light of what is challenging you at the moment, but those challenges are there for a purpose and a reason. And it is for you to move into a place of honor. If I talk this through in Gene Key speak, it is the pathway from struggle to honor via perseverance, holding course, staying and moving through the challenges, like the hurdle, the the runners, what are those hurdle jumpers? And, you know, they run, and there's something, they see the hurdle coming and they have to prepare for the jump. And then they make the jump and they land on the other side, and then things are smooth again for a while. Then there's the next hurdle. And sometimes there's hurdle that they have to go over, but they stay the course, they persevere. And in the end, they finish the race, right? Whether they're in first place or last place doesn't matter, because the honor is in the completion of the path of the challenge. I hope that makes sense for everybody. They're not suffering along the way. And even if they don't do the way that they wanted to, or don't perform at the optimum level, then they're not sitting there and suffering through that. Instead, most people, and I think all of you have the opportunity to do this, is to evaluate what was going on there and how can I move through that challenge and get better at the other end. So there you have that. All right. Good morning, Diane Light. Great to see you. I had no idea you were in town, and I'm so sorry. My grandsons are playing football this weekend, and Dallas is only, 6 years old. It's his first time playing football, so I can't miss that. But I'm going to be really sad to miss you and Ron and the opportunity to see crystals. Maybe next time when you're coming, you let me know sooner, and I can make sure that I can go. Gail, good morning. She says, thank you for helping me navigate all these changing and powerful energies. No worries. That is what I love to do here in the morning. I think that is about all I have this morning. So, oh no, there was one more thing I wanted to do. I wanted to share in our little guidebook here, the Wisdom Keeper's Inner Guidebook, based on the card deck by Rosie Aronson, right? The Oracle cards. I wanted to read the gift to you from the gate 38, where Saturn is sitting until October 27th, by the way. So it's just kind of a short term sitting here. He's backward. He's retrograding into it, and then he'll move forward, and eventually he'll be back after October 27th, back to the gate 54. So I wanted to read the gift in this because I thought it was really awesome. And here's the gift of, in this case, Saturn sitting at the gate of struggle. I am here to call out the sacred warrior in you. It's time to persevere, to be the heroic underdog. Do not give up the struggle. Just be sure that you're fighting the right fight. Obstacles are a natural part of life. They are here to test your commitment, hone your abilities, increase your aliveness, and unleash your life purpose. It is time to embrace your defeats. Let them make you stronger, more resilient, and supple. You have the potential to turn a battle into a dance, to empower the people you love to liberate themselves from victimization. When you fight for love, not fear, everyone wins. There is no need to overthink or worry about appearing foolish. Now, go find a cause you can pour your whole heart, body, and soul into. And the questions for contemplation, which I could post here for you after the show this morning, if you like. Here are the questions. Where in life are you fighting yourself? Does self-blame or a strong inner critic often leave you disempowered and depleted? Are you afraid of fighting even for a worthy cause? Do you tend to fight the wrong things and the wrong people? Does a combative style sometimes sabotage your relationships? And what is a cause worth fighting for? Think of a time you persevered and you were glad you did. How did the experience feel? What did it require of you? Take a stand for something or someone today. Honor what truly matters. So I thought that would be a nice way to leave that Saturn at the gate of 38 struggle for the next couple of months. And hopefully that helps you see things in a better perspective. Now, because I still have a little bit of time here, is there anybody that wants to have a card reading? Because I have both decks sitting here, the Spirit Animal deck and my Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Both of Colette Baron Reed's decks, my favorite too. And so I would be happy to do that. Diane, oh, wonderful, sweetheart. Let's do connect if we can. Maybe, are you going to still be in town on Sunday? Or if you're here now already, then maybe we can meet sometime later in the week. So one for Elisa. Very good. Elisa, I'm going to do a Wisdom of the Oracle for you. And I feel like I'm out of practice with this because last week I was gone, so we didn't get to do card readings. And the week before, I think I did them early. I think I did them on Wednesday instead of Friday. So this one is for you. And Ashley, I will get you. Okay, so hold on. I better start writing names. So this one is for Elisa or Elisa, and then I'm going to do Ashley and Mimi, who wants an animal. And Diane says, we'll give you a call. Awesome. And okay, got you. So if anybody else wants, oh gosh. All right. For you, for you, Elisa, you got go the distance. I'm going to switch over to Zoom so I can make sure that I'm actually showing the card for you. Here you go. Go the distance with our cheetah. And it is card number 47, which is an 11, which is about enlightenment or the light, seeing the light. So, and it was upright, but it literally jumped out of the deck at you. And 47, go the distance. Okay. It says the essential meaning, endurance, strength, the long haul. I could also throw out the word perseverance there, which is right up Saturn's alley right now at the gate 38. To bring your dream to life, you must think long-term and pay no attention to the fluctuations in the current of your experience. Joy and disappointment commingle with opportunity, so there is no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Life is not a sprint. This card is a reminder that you have endurance, strength, and fortitude to carry you all the way. Remain true to yourself. Your authenticity alone will keep you in alignment with the energy of miracles. What is yours will never be withheld from you. Remember that. And I'm going to ask a question here, Elisa. Was this, is your question or your thoughts on a relationship or a career or financial issue right now? Let me know that, because I think I could go one more level here in this reading for you. So this is for you, Elisa. So what is it what was your question around? And Allison, wisdom, please. Okay, Allison, I'm going to add you to the list. Wisdom and career. Okay, good. So let's read the prosperity message then for you as well. It says, your most precious dreams are not about instant gratification, but enduring prosperity. This is the time to think long-term and engage in continued action. You will experience momentum building as you translate the ebb and flow into slow and steady movement forward. That's interesting, because remember we had the turtle yesterday morning for our card for the week, and it told us slow and steady wins the race. Your efforts, ideas, and hard work now can lead to greater riches than you can imagine. Stoke the fire so that an uninterrupted stream of energy is available to support you in all the phases of manifestation. Be assured that you are in the right place right now. There you go. I love it. Ashley, darling, what card? I think you're going to need a wisdom card as well this morning. So we'll do wisdom and see what pops up for you. And you get Treasure Island, and it came out upside down, which is protection. And again, I'm going to switch over to Zoom. So Treasure Island, if I flip it around just so we can see, it is the card number 9, which is great for the window of a full moon, I think. Letting go, completion, and enduring to the end. Treasure Island upside down though. So let's look at that card number 9 and see what that message is. So the essential meaning of the card is the law of attraction, bringing dreams into fruition, the results of positive thinking made manifest, abundance appearing as if from nowhere, financial gains, and the sharing of good fortune. And in the protection message is poverty consciousness and a sense of not enough cast a shadow on your path. These ideas and core beliefs come with a high cost. Do you really want to proclaim yourself a victim of disappointment and failed expectations? Are you avoiding success because you will grow so tall that others will want to cut you down? Or is it possible that you're caught in a fear that you will lose what you have acquired, so you hold on so tight that you miss the opportunities to expand? You are challenged to change the way you see the world and to move from a perception of limitations to a perception of abundance. Take a risk, for you have nothing to lose except your confinement in a prison of your own making. Open the door and find the abundance waiting for you to claim it. Wow, that still turns out to be a cool card, even in reverse. Okay, so that was for Ashley. Mimi wants to have an animal card. So the spirit animal deck. I love the way this deck looks. And let's see what animal we have. And Ashley says, I have a Taurus moon, so I hold on way too long. There you go. This is your 2.5 days, Ashley, for you to let go. Ooh, Mimi, you have, this is so weird. 2 cards jumped out, but they jumped out in like a sandwich on top of one another. One is Sandpiper Spirit that says, be playful. And the other one was Swan Spirit in reverse or upside down. But that one says, time for a deep dive. Again, I'm going to go back to Zoom just to make sure that I can show you these cards. Sandpiper was on top. So we'll read that one first. And then the Swan, isn't she beautiful? Even in protection, I would bet this is a pretty cool card. So let's see what we have for you. By the way, numbers 51 for the Sandpiper and 60 for the Swan. So we have 6s. Both of them are 6s. Balance and harmony and beautifying and domesticity. 51. So that would be back here. I'm not sure we've gotten the Sandpiper before. I know we have Swan, but let's see. Sandpiper, be playful. That's so Leo, isn't it? Oh, it helps if you're in the right book. I'm like, why is that card 51, not the Sandpiper? Okay. So with Sandpiper, we have sandpipers are like cute little clowns poking their beaks into the sand before darting off to chase the waves. The appearance of Sandpiper Spirit is a sign that now is a time to engage your playfulness. Whatever tasks you have before you, perform them with a lightness of being. Explore the familiar, discovering the new and the old. Who knows what treasures await you when you let yourself laugh and have fun. Sandpiper Spirit, happy and curious nature can help you feel rejuvenated as you remember your ability to run and fly and dance playfully. And then Swan in protection. Swan. Time for a deep dive. It says, don't talk yourself into diving deep into something just because you see the potential of things instead of what they really are now. The necessary work and patience involved may not be the best use of your energy. Have you seen the potential in someone and think that if you love and support them, they will become the person who knows you love them beyond all others? Have you stepped into an opportunity that you know feels too good to be true and might not turn out the way you hope? Now is not a time for selective, limited perception that can lead to misjudgment. Instead, this is a time for going deep and being honest about what you find as you explore the depths. Have no fear, for whatever you find below will help you love and understand yourself and others and make better choices. Can you sense Swan Spirit calling you to dive deep and resurface to choose again? Whew, those are interesting cards. Fun and deep dive. They almost seem like they're totally different from one another. But obviously, good for you. And Allison would like a wisdom card. I'm going to go back to Facebook real quickly here. You're welcome, sweetheart. Let's see. So this is for you, Allison. And Observer. Card number 49. And 49 is a 13, so it is a 4. Again, I'm going back to Zoom just to make sure you can see this very beautiful card. See the little guy with his telescope looking out at the moon. He's observing the moon and the stars. Okay, so let's see what that card means for you. And again, this is Allison, 49. Okay. The essential meaning of this card, Allison, is perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. And the oracle's message says, most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, the people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. I love that. So let me ask you, Allison, is this something relationship oriented that you're thinking about, or is it more financial or career oriented? I want to know that because I just feel like I need to read more here to get some perspective. Mimi says, deep dive was in reverse. Guessing that goes with Sandpiper to lighten up and play. Yes, yes, yes. Debbie Tibbetts, I see you out there, girlfriend. I hope your concert was fun. You must be back home now. And Woto is what I will draw for you. And so, you know what, Allison, while I'm waiting for you, I'm just going to jump in there and say that I think this is probably a career or prosperity message that you need. So let me read that one. It says, it is an advantageous time for you to get some distance from what you're doing and see your work and your projects from a different perspective. The trick is to connect to the essence of your goals and aspirations while letting the form and timing be dictated by spirit. You may be too personally attached to an outcome and unable to see the miracle because it's not turning out exactly as you planned. Trust spirit. The perfect version of your abundance is right in front of you. Remain neutral and curious and watch the miracle unfold. Life in general. Well, that works. All right, Allison. And let's see here. The next card was for Debbie, and this is from the Wisdom of the Oracle. And it looks like everybody's finding me okay this morning. Let me know if you had any issues trying to find me. I know I heard from Mimi about the little icon, and I'll take a look at that, but this is totally different for me. Debbie, wow, Debbie's got two cards here too. One upside down, one right side up. The Not For You card with the fortune cookie and the Breathe card. The Breathe card comes up. I love the Breathe card. I'm going to go back to, if I can find my cursor. Where is it? There you are. Okay, so I want to make sure you can see these cards. Of course, Debbie, you also have these decks. So the Not For You card is number 6, right? And the Breathe card is number 29, which is an 11. So something kind of maybe telling you you have to wait. I'm not sure what that means exactly. So I'm going back to Wisdom of the Oracle. Card number 6. Not For You says, a clear knowing that something is being denied you. Rejection is God's protection. There are times when it appears that no matter how deeply you desire something, no matter how hard you work at something, the results you seek always seem to elude. Never mind, hold that thought, because this was actually in protection. So I need to read the other half of this. Sorry. So the protection message on the Not For You card says, don't chase after what flees from you. Don't obsess over what eludes you. Don't bang your head against the wall. There is nothing romantic about what is unavailable, no prize given for torturing yourself, and nothing to be gained by refusing to see the red flags that have been waving since you began your pursuit. Now is the time to walk away. There are other goals, other loves, other games, other successes waiting for you. The way out of obsessing is radical acceptance and surrender. Spirit wants only the best for you. This is a sign that you have something much better waiting for you. Trust. Gotta love that card. And then the Breathe card. I already know what this one's going to say, Debbie, and I think you do too. Just breathe. Patience, waiting, going slowly, wellness, meditation, and trust. Patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist, without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body, your being, and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses, breathe in the sunlight, and release the darkness, and miracles will appear. Gotta love that. All right. That's a good one. Thank you. Found you no problem this morning. Awesome. Diane says oh, good. No worries. I will draw you a card, Diane. I'm going to draw it from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, which again is the deck by Colette Baron Reed. Just love this deck. This deck is magical. And so is the animal deck. Actually, all the decks to me seem magical lately. Like there's just profound words coming through for people. And I kind of like that. Debbie says, "Ooh, I love that. Thank you. You're welcome. And just chilling today in all ways and trusting." Diane Light, this is the card that's coming up for you. It's taking its time. It really wants to be mixed up. And you get Yin, card number 2. And there's a Klingon, card number 42, Chop Wood. Wow. So you get everybody's getting 2 cards, it seems like, today. So let me go back to Zoom and make sure I am showing you this. So the first card that came out was Yin, and it is card number 2. And then the card number 43, which is Chop Wood. And they were both upright. So let's see what that means. Or 42, excuse me, not 43, 42. Unless I said 42. So a 6 and a 2. So Yin, the feminine principle of receptivity. Letting someone else make the first move, gathering information and taking in cues, the art of conscious allowing. This is a time of calculated receptivity as you gracefully await what is coming to you, ready to accept it when it appears. Yin does not involve frozen dreams or even resting, but rather consciously allowing things to flow to you, poised to receive the bounty that will be made available to you. It implies sensitivity as you alertly study the action of others and contemplate how they will affect you and yours. Remember, you must make space for miracles to happen. Be the shaped, not the shaper, and you'll see how quickly your dreams manifest. And then the Chop Wood card, which I think we've had a couple of times here. The essential meaning is being grounded in everyday experience and humility. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it be to let nature take its course is an important step in manifestation. Taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha, which brings you ever closer to what you seek. Both of those cards seem sort of related, don't they? And I kind of see that message also with this moon in Aquarius, right? Being open to those aha moments, the full moon where revelation can occur as well. So interesting stuff, right? All righty. Shauna. Great. Thank you, sweetie. I like that. Thank you very much. And you would like a card, Shauna? Okay, I have time, I think. I always have time. It's my show. I can take it as long as I want, right? So, Shauna, would you like a Wisdom of the Oracle? And I'm assuming you say yes to that because that's just what's in front of me and what feels good to me. Although, well, nope, Shauna, you're getting both. Sorry. I just listen. And for some reason, the animals are also wanting to come out and hang here. And I get Antelope Spirit, and it is in protection. And I'll show you that card again in a minute because I also need to draw one from the other deck for you, apparently. So we shall see. Antelope. That's a pretty card. And then I get in the Wisdom of the Oracle, To Be Fair. So I'm going to switch to Zoom really quick to make sure you can see these cards. To be fair is card number 38, which is an 11. We've had a couple of those today. And antelope was card number 2. And it says life is speeding up, but it was in protection. So let's take a look and see what these mean for you, Shauna. And let's try the animal cards first. Number 2, antelope. So in protection, it says, do you feel how fast the world is changing? Like everything is moving at warp speed? It's hard to control desired outcomes or set fixed goals because by the time you get there, you will actually have moved beyond it. Now is the time to let go and enjoy the exhilarating ride as intentions you have set in motion in the past are coming into form with lightning speed. Your job is to stay the course even if the pace feels dizzying. You may find you will change your mind a half dozen times or more as you improve your offerings, and that is just fine. Make peace with the pace, for if you ride this quickening energy, you will solve challenges quickly and effortlessly instead of being bogged down. The best way to use this energy is to let go of worry and stay mindfully present as you continue to take action. Also, if something is not going to be in your best interests, no matter how badly you want it, antelope will quickly remove it so you can move toward what is truly meant for you. If something is taken away, be grateful and keep moving. This is not the time to sit still, but to breathe deeply as you move forward with velocity. Wow. Well, Shauna, I don't remember what sign you are, but hopefully you're not a Scorpio or a Taurus where you feel like, hey, put the brakes on. So 38 is the card from the other deck, and the card says, to be fair. So 38. Oh, that's 40. Its essential meaning is balance, justice, a need to consider options, mutual benefit, and the law of cause and effect. Life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing. Yet over time, they strike a balance. You move from being, from stasis to doing, from discovering to loving to letting go to being again. Life is a pendulum swinging between all of these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. If you are not content with where you are at this moment, remember that all experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You reap what you sow. For every cause, there is an effect. Wondrous things will be revealed now. Wow, those are good cards. And I guess maybe just take a deep breath. And Gemini moon. Okay, so hey, this is going to be good. Virgo sun. Well, Virgo, Virgo is still energy that accepts change and goes with that flow. So I think you're good here. But things may feel like they are in lightning mode. So just allow, right? Just allow. All right, everybody. That is going to be it for me this morning. I'm going to have to figure out now how to get out of this because I have no clue. I didn't even think about how do you end this. At any rate, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Thank you all for joining me in this experiment this morning. And I'll let you know tomorrow if I'm going to continue doing it this way or if I'm going to go back to be live. We shall see. In the meantime, take care. Mwah! Much love to everybody. Bye for now.